O Mother Nui, stretch high above this valley. Your starry body is our glory. Then see the hawk of yonder Rahur quit, his fiery splendor, oh so mighty. He brings a light for all our weary souls. He makes the broken spirit whole.
Welcome to today's deep dive. What if I told you that magic didn't die when quantum physics was discovered, but quantum mechanics is actually what makes it mathematically possible?
Yeah, it sounds completely wild, right? But looking at the stack of notes you sent us on Peter J. Carroll's 1992 book, Liber Kaos, that is exactly the argument.
Right, and our mission today is to track how he took chaos magic, which started out as this, very rebellious punk movement, and turned it into rigorous magical engineering.
Exactly. And to do that, well, he first has to completely rewrite how we view reality, because most of us operate under a materialist view.
Which is just strict cause and effect, right? You drop an apple and gravity pulls it down.
Right, exactly. Or people hold a transcendental view, where, spirits or deities are pulling the strings. But Carroll introduces this third option called the magical paradigm.
Okay, and this is where it gets really interesting for you listening. He argues reality is actually made of ether.
Yeah, but not like a physical substance. It is a medium of pure information. And he links this directly to quantum physics using a concept he calls shadow time.
Oh, wow. I loved this part of the notes. Because in standard physics, we have the visible world and then the invisible quantum realm of probabilities, right?
Right. And Carroll suggests that quantum wave functions, which are the mathematical probabilities of where a particle might be, they are not just abstract math.
They are actual etheric patterns.
Yes. Patterns existing in shadow time. And the crucial part is that they can be manipulated. Think of it like a game of loaded dice.
Okay, so the natural probability of rolling a 6 is already set by the wave function.
Exactly. But Carroll proposes the human consciousness can reach into shadow time and, slightly weight those dice before they settle into physical reality.
It is literally hacking the probabilistic source code of reality. He even gives an equation for it, doesn't he?
He does. The probability of a magical event happening equals the natural probability plus the remaining improbability multiplied by a factor called psi.
And psi is basically your total magical effort, right? How does that actually break down?
Well, psi requires 4 simultaneous factors. First is gnosis, which is an extreme altered state to completely shut down your analytical mind.
Right, getting out of your own head entirely.
Yeah. Then there is link, which is a tangible connection to the target. Third is subliminalization.
Wait, subliminalization, that means burying your intent into your subconscious. Right, so your waking mind actually forgets it.
Exactly.
Sure.
And the final factor is absolute belief. So it is a multiplication equation.
So if I'm standing there actively thinking, oh, I really hope this works, this spell just fails.
The math guarantees it fails. Because conscious lust for a result drops that subliminalization factor to 0. And anything multiplied by 0 is 0.
Wow, that is brilliant. And since this whole framework relies on treating belief as a flexible tool, it perfectly frames how he views our modern era, right? The pandemonium.
Yeah, the pandemonium. We live in a time of extreme plurality. No single truth dominates anymore. Technology and magic kind of integrate.
But I have to push back here. For you listening, this might sound familiar. If we are just picking up a belief to get a result and dropping it, isn't this just a sophisticated psychological trick we play on ourselves?
Well, that is the natural skeptical conclusion, assuming it is just a placebo effect. But Carroll argues it goes way beyond psychology.
Because you're not just shifting your mood, you are actually externally weighting those quantum probabilities.
Exactly. And he categorizes this practically through his 8 colors of magic taxonomy. It is not just about positive thinking.
Right, like the example of a business venture under threat. You do not just hope for the best.
No, you intentionally adopt red magic, which is the specific etheric frequency of war and aggression, and combine it with blue magic for wealth.
Oh, I see. So you adopt that specific vibe, alter your etheric output, and then discard the belief before it becomes a permanent dogma.
Exactly. You cannot let your ego calcify around it, which is exactly why Carroll founded his organization, the Illuminates of Thanateros.
The IoT. And what fascinates me is how this completely flips traditional occult hierarchies. Usually you climb the ranks, get a fancy title, and demand respect.
Not here. The IoT operates as a strict meritocracy. Higher degrees are actually punished with heavier organizational duties and less freedom.
And they do that through my absolute favorite concept here, the insubordinate.
Oh yeah, it is a brilliant structural safeguard.
Yeah.
Every senior member gets assigned a junior member whose entire job is to relentlessly mock and criticize them.
I mean, honestly, every corporate boardroom on Earth needs an insubordinate. It just kills the ego instantly.
It forces the leadership to stay adaptable. In a system where belief has to stay fluid to work, absolute truth is actually dangerous.
Right, so what does this mean for you, the listener? You do not need to cast spells to use this. When you treat your own rigid beliefs as flexible, temporary tools rather than absolute truth, it completely changes how you navigate modern information overload.
Exactly. When perspective becomes a choice rather than a trap, you shift from being a passive observer of reality to an active engineer of it.
And here is a final provocative thought to leave you with. The 2023 edition of this text introduces retroactive enchantment, which is manipulating probabilities of events that already happened.
Which is mind-bending. If time is nonlinear and reality is just manipulable source code.
Right. Could you actually change your past by altering your present reality? Definitely something for you to mull over next time you see an apple fall.